So John Morant had a Alana fix my life moment with Jalen Rose on ESPN. You know, they was talking about the situation. Yo, let this nigga play basketball, bro. Let this nigga play basketball. I'm pretty sure he learned his lesson, man. Let this nigga play ball already. God damn, I'm tired of looking at Dylan Brooks' albino looking ass, man. Let this nigga come home and play basketball, please. Please, please, please. I'm over this shit already, man. It's been NBA players that did 10 times worse. Let this nigga play ball already, man. Call it a day. Shit is over with now.
For breaking news tonight, I'm Richard Ransom. We have a lot to get to, but first, an exclusive interview with John Morant. It just cleared from ESPN after we learned that he was suspended for 8 games by the NBA. That suspension will be retroactive, meaning he will only miss 2 more games before he's eligible to play again. ESPN wrapped up an interview with John Morant just a short time ago that we've been given an exclusive right to share with you now. All right, here it is, a 2-minute excerpt.
All right, hurry. Come on. Wrap this shit up. All right, here we go.
Years old. You're a superstar.
Woo, look at that hairline. Ooh, wee. All right, you got a nice little shape up. I need to get my shape up. My shit look crazy. Okay, Jalen Rose. Mushroom headed ass. Looking sharp.
You're one of the faces of the NBA. What has the last 10 or 11 days been like for you? And how are you doing?
Me personally, I feel mentally good that I haven't, been in, many years. I'm in a space where I'm, very comfortable. I was constantly, talking to therapists. I've been doing, Reiki treatment. I've been doing anxiety breathing, different stuff to, help me manage that and, release, all that stuff from my body.
When did you say, I'm going to do this and it's necessary?
Why the fuck they so close?
After I made a terrible mistake, being inside a club and, went live, I put myself in, a bad position. And also, it's, my daughter. There's times where she even tell me if she's, had a bad day. And I felt like, if she can tell me that, then, I can be able to go and talk to somebody as well.
You at the spot, Shotgun Willie's. I've been there. You were holding.
I ain't never heard nothing. I mean, I don't know Jalen Rose. Maybe Jalen Rose do get active. I only know him from Kobe Bryant dropping 81 points on that motherfucker. Other than that, I don't know if Jalen Rose get busy, but we'll go with it.
A gun. And we both know how dangerous that can be. Whose gun were you holding?
Damn, nigga. Damn, fuck, is you wired, nigga? Damn, you can't ask me that shit.
Well, the gun wasn't mine. It's not who I am. I don't condone any type of violence. But I take, full responsibility, for my actions. Made a, bad mistake. And I can see the image, that I painted, over myself, with my recent mistakes. But, in the future, I'm going to show everybody who John really is, what I'm about, and, change this narrative.
Again, you can see the full interview. You can watch on ESPN Sports Center tonight. Now let's catch you up on the.
Yeah, Ja was wildin'. He was wildin'. When he posted that blicky, that little ass fucking gun, he was wildin'. But that club, they a hoe for doing that shit. Like, come on, bro. You want to release the footage of him having a good time, spending money, a dub in your club? That was some whole ass shit for them releasing that footage. But he was wildin' showing that pistol on Instagram Live. He was stupid for that shit.
NBA's actions today. The
little ass gun.
league says the suspension of Ja is for conduct detrimental to the league. It's all over that live Instagram feed with Ja showing a gun at a strip club near Denver on March 4th. This is right after the Grizzlies lost to the Nuggets. We're told Morant met with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver earlier today after receiving counseling at a program in Florida. Morant will be eligible to return to the Grizzlies against the Dallas Mavericks on March 20th. So let's get some perspective on all of this with Clayton Collier, who's been covering Ja really since he came to Memphis, including this most recent dust-up.
All right, I don't fuck these niggas. I thought they had more to interview. I don't give a fuck what these niggas gotta say. I want to react to it on ESPN, but that's gonna be. I know this shit gonna get clapped. This shit gonna get copyrighted like a motherfucker. Let me see more of the interview.
Breaking news.
Game starts now.
Sister.
For everybody who Ja really is, you know, what I'm about, and
In the NBA Countdown crew.
All right, Elle, thank you very much. Michael Wilbon will join us from Phoenix in a moment. That's, of course, Stephen A. Smith. Woj has the very latest from the league, and there, of course, is Jalen Rose, who did the interview just less than 2 hours ago. So you almost just got back to the studio. What more can you tell us that the audience has not heard that they would be interested in about your conversation with Ja?
So this has been a turbulent couple of years for him. There have been multiple incidents that have been negative for public consumption, and we talked about each of them. We talked about the speculation of what happened with the 17-year-old when they were playing basketball. We talked about the incident that happened with his mom at the mall. We talked about what happened with his sister in volleyball. We talked about what happened in Denver the night that he had the gun. I asked him about some of the hand signals that he does during the game, and I asked him, was he affiliated with the game?
Ja, what did he say? Is he tapped in?
And so I appreciate
What'd he say, nigga?
the fact that he showed humility. He was very open about how tough the last 10 or 14 days have been for him. He talked about the treatment that he's got to try to make him a better human being, and I applaud that.
Okay, so again, more from the interview will be playing. That was the first airing of it that we've had. As I mentioned, the interview just took place less than 2 hours ago, and we'll play more of it for you on Countdown and the rest of the night. In the meantime, Woj, going back, and Elle mentioned you had the story earlier today that he's been suspended now 8 games. We heard the commissioner's statement. What more can you tell us about the league's reaction?
Well, the final step for Ja Morant in this league investigation was coming to New York today, sitting down with Adam Silver, who needed to hear what he did here today, which was that Ja Morant was contrite, that he understood essentially the magnitude of the position he had put himself in, the Grizzlies, the league, and he had started to take steps toward addressing it.
He was feeling himself. That's all. He making, bro. He getting $200+ million probably. He got his own shoe deal. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the top point guards in the league. That motherfucker. Hey, say what you want about Ja Morant, but on that court, that nigga is nasty. That motherfucker is nasty. You know what I'm saying? He was feeling himself. He feeling himself. Yeah, he had to humble. Yeah, he had to. Sometimes you feel like you can't do no wrong. You feel like you untouchable. You had to get humbled.
But in terms of the suspension, which really is
Motherfucker lost them endorsement deals. He straightened up quick.
just time served, right? He's missed. Tonight will be a 6th game out. He's suspended for 2 more games. Ja Morant has not been playing basketball. He's not in condition now to have gone out and played later this week. He's eligible to play on Monday. I'm told he will not play for the Grizzlies Monday. He will start his ramp up. He will be back, they expect, next week. But because the league could not establish that it was his gun, that gun at any point was on a team plane or in a team facility or in an arena, which would have changed the kind of punishment, the kind of suspension this would have been, because they could not establish any of that. This essentially became an 8-game suspension.
And an investigation. All for that little ass pistol.
Cost him $668,000.
Okay, so again, as there are further details, we will hear them there. And again, I'll bring in Michael Wilbon in a moment, but Stephen A., let's hear from you. That was your first time hearing, again, Michael, welcome. That's the first time you were hearing that portion of the interview, and we'll continue to hear more as we go. What are your thoughts, Stephen?
Well, a couple of emotions kick in. Number one, when I'm glad Woj clarified it for all of us that it's basically 6 games already served, and he's got 2 additional games, because I think when you first heard the news, you were assuming that the 8 game starts now. And so the fact that it isn't the 8 games that's starting now, but it's basically the 6 games that he's already missed.
All right, nigga. We know fuck.
Man, and everybody around him to understand this. The commissioner of the NBA, that final step that you took today, was a very, very important step, because when you go into the commissioner's office, it's a reminder that you have people to answer to. You represent not just yourself, not just your family.
Represent the organization.
Not just the Memphis Grizzlies organization, but the NBA. And by the commissioner calling you in and ultimately suspending you thereafter, and also taking the time to hear what level of contrition you were willing to disseminate to everybody.
Level of contrition. That nigga just be saying anything.
The reality is that all of those folks that are around you need to remember that with all of this money, this fame, this stardom, there comes a level of responsibility that Ja Morant himself has to live up to. And so because of that, think about him. Think about the fact that he's 23 years of age. Think about the fact that he's going through all the things that Jalen highlighted, with the interview and with his conversation just now. Think about the load that's on this young man's shoulder. Remember that he's 23 years of age, and if you are his parents, if you are a brother, a sister, a sibling, a cousin, one of his boys, etc., all of you love him and want the best for him. Well, what's best for him to everybody is clearly to remain affiliated with the NBA and to continue to...
Yeah, what's best for him is to leave them niggas alone. Leave them niggas alone and focus on your basketball career, my nigga.
Shine. Well, in order to do that, there's an obligation that comes along with it. It's not just about y'all. It's about him, and it's about the league, and it's about the organization. Remember that, and Ja Morant will be just fine.
And Michael Wilbon with us.
All right, I've heard enough. Look, he just got to serve 2 more games. That's it. Ja Morant, stay out the club. Focus on your craft. Hell of a player. He made a stupid-ass mistake. Hey, Gilbert Arenas had brought a gun to the locker room. That's even worse than what the fuck Ja did. The malice at the palace with Ron Artest. It took years for Ron Artest to get his shit back. And nigga came back and won a championship with Kobe Bryant. So it ain't the end of the world. Serve those 2 games. Continue to be great. Leave them Negroes alone. Focus on your craft. That's it, nigga. It ain't really much more to it, bro. Niggas acting like he fucking smoked somebody. Yeah, niggas acting like he fucking John Gotti or Franklin Saint. Like, relax, niggas. He did something stupid. He'll be alright. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. I'm out.